Hey there, and welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. It is I, DJ Impact, and with us we have Matt Michaels and again Rob Boss Comedy Boss Larry with us. And welcome everybody to Wrestling Talk. Sin City Steve, I know Sin City Steve not with us tonight. Apparently, he found a last-minute comp ticket, I guess, to We Were Young. So
when we were young.
Oh, when we were young, okay.
He looks too old to be in that.
Yeah. So hopefully he's having fun. Hey, I had my fun last night. I went to see Nas and Wu-Tang Clan. So that was my when we were young, I guess, concert, if you want to call that. Anyway, fellas, what's up?
No, I'm just saying that's the you put the when in when we were young.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Welcome, folks. It's Wrestling Talk, and we're gonna get right to it. If you're joining us live, as always, throw your comments in the box. We're live here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. All right. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start off with Too Sweet for the Week. All right, I'll start with you, Matt Michaels. Too sweet for the week for you.
Let's start off with Shinsuke versus Ricochet, and that just a wonderful match that showcased the fact that Ricochet every once in a while allows other guys to look good, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
And then Bronson Reed and Gunther, that was brutal, man.
Yeah, it was.
Great. It was great. That's the thing. Again, a guy like Gunther, he's great, right? He really is a solid wrestler. He's someone who knows his shit. But a lot of times he just kind of gets lost in this idea that he's just this big man.
Right.
And I think working a guy with Gunther, Gunther really fucking can make a guy like him look like a monster and play heel versus heel, by the way. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't affect the story. It was a literal just to beat the shit out of each other. So that was great to see.
Let me just quickly jump in right quick on that. I also like to say I love those matches where you know what the outcome's going to be, but the match is so presented well that you're starting to question yourself, like, well, is Bronson gonna lose? It's that type, so, and that was that type of match. So yeah, just wanted to add that.
Yeah, it's good psychology within the framework of an actual wrestling match as opposed to a storyline. So
yeah,
it's good to see them utilize that and make Bronson still look strong, even though he's going to pick up the loss.
Right.
LA Knight and Paul Heyman opening SmackDown was just gold. Two of the best on the mic. Pretty deadly Brawling Brutes massage parlor, I don't know, parlor or whatever the hell it was.
The nail salon.
Nail salon, yeah. I was getting their post-victory salon nails. Oh, that was fucking great. Logan Paul's promo and him wrestling Ray for Crown Jewel looks to be great. And Flair versus Io was just wonderful to see. That was a good match and a lot of story at the end to kind of progress things. So good stuff.
No doubt. Rob, what caught your eyes this week?
All right. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw. By the way, Monday Night Raw, I just ran away with it. I did not think they were going to lose. I thought they were going to hold on to those belts for a long time because we haven't seen a return to just belts changing hands over and over and over again in rapid succession in years. So this was good. Mm-hmm. We then go on to the Shinsuke Nakamura false count anywhere match. It was good. I almost kind of felt that match was a bit rushed, but the spots were solid. Everything that happened in there was good. It really highlighted once again for people who might not know Ricochet's abilities in the ring. I think if they could just figure out a vehicle for him, figure out something to get him to some sort of a gimmick, he'll be in there. He'll be all the way in there. But he's so damn talented.
If he could figure a way to get to the 6'4" and 280, then I think he'd have a shot.
Yeah, but he was really talented. The Shayna Baszler match was pretty good because it opened the pathway to other storylines. What WWE right now is doing is they're forking off into 5 different directions. They open up one match and then it branches off into other matches. The Paul Heyman stuff is good. I liked Roman Reigns' interaction in the back with Jey Uso on SmackDown and Solo Sikoa, because Jey Uso, you get the feeling like he doesn't know that he's not in the bloodline. And they're kind of playing this angle. They always put the underpinnings of it where it's like, yeah, just do what I tell you to do. He doesn't have a bloodline shirt. He's just wearing red and black generically. Paul Heyman's hair miraculously coming back to life. That was brilliant. And it's so stupid, but it's a continuity from the week before that there's something magical about Roman Reigns. I wanted to make another observation. The arenas they're choosing to go to, and I think they're doing this to piss on in AEW's cornflakes. They're showing these massive arenas. The arena that they were in on Friday night looked the same as the one when The Rock showed up. They're these multi-tiered 14, 15,000 seat arenas filled to the rafters, and they keep constantly panning around in circle after circle.
It's true.
And they're like, by the way, 14,000 people. And you're like, oh God.
Sure.
AEW's like, we can only show you this half of the arena. Because all this week, they were showing one half of the arena. I'm like, that's more of a what the fuck. Well, we'll get to that. WWE is just like, our dicks are gigantic here. We fill these arenas out.
Right.
And it was, but I liked Raw though. Raw was just killed it.
Yeah. I noticed you guys probably didn't name too much of anything that happened on AEW. I just kind of stopped it. I mean, I watched a little bit of Dynamite, I guess I could say. And there was a
diseased product.
It was what?
It's a diseased product.
Oh.
Would you say it's the COVID of pro wrestling right now?
Oh God. Yeah. You're gonna have to stay quarantined for 4 days like me.
All right, let's find out who needs the love. Where's the love? All right, I'll start with you, Rob. Who's out there that needs some love out there?
They were cutting a program, all the women on the Raw, and they were all in the locker room talking about who should get the crack at Becky Lynch's belt. I can't remember. There was wrestlers she wrestled last week with the not Tegan Knox. What?
Yeah, it's
Tegan Knox. And in the background, you could see Nikki Cross biting her nails. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, one, why is she still doing the Nutter Butter, I'm a crazy lunatic gimmick in the corner? Why even put her on camera at all? Throw her on NXT, start her back up again. I've always, thought of NXT as the minor leagues. Derek Jeter wasn't playing well. They throw him down to Columbus or some shit. They throw him down to New York Liberties in Long Island, AAA. Throw her down there and try to have her get into a feud with somebody, see what they can make of it. They're not doing anything with her. And she could either be somebody's sidekick. You could have put her up with Piper Niven and called it, Scotland's Most Wanted or, Scotland's Finest. Do something. Because they're just not using her at all. It's kind of sad. She was a champion. She had to dress up like a superhero, but she was a champion and she was good.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask you, Matt Michaels, where's the love?
It's not Nikki Cross. This week I gotta say, the love has to go to Moose versus PCO versus Rhino versus Steve Macklin in the Monsters Ball. The concept that the 4 of them were locked away with no food, no water, and no light for 24 hours is just a fucking brilliant,
Right.
And to the adult fans, of course, it's like, whatever.
Right.
But to kids, I mean, that's a great setup, right?
Yeah.
You had Macklin driving Moose into a trash can, Moose powerbombing PCO into a thumbtack cover cinder blocks on the outside. You had Moose hitting PCO with a back body drop over the top rope into a ladder. Bully Ray pushing Macklin off the top rope through a barbed wire table, and PCO won that match. It's interesting to see where PCO is going. I don't know if he's re-signed, but his contract is coming up, and does he get another shot at the WWE, which he would like to see. So it's
for a big guy who do a lot of crazy stunts. It's amazing to how he doesn't get injured in the capacity of where we see other people who may do. Yeah. And by the way, his age as well. He's still going. Like he's a young dude.
Bumps a lot, and he does dives, but he doesn't. If you watch the way he does it, those impact rings are smaller. I didn't realize this until I tried to train in wrestling for the one horrible month. And some of those rings are really small. Some of them are gigantic. So if the ring is small and it's not that high off the ground, your bumps or your dives, I should say, aren't going to be as impactful to the body. You're falling a shorter distance. He's also doing dives where he's being caught and he's getting his impacts absorbed by the people he's landing on. So, I mean, if they had him do a bunch of dives and missed altogether, or some, Benoit dives where you just headbutting the canvas over and over again, I would understand it a bit better. I think they're trying to take care of him in the ring and still make it look impactful.
I got you.
Well, and don't forget too, the thing is that he's not taking back body drops over the top rope onto ladders every match. So, that's the thing, is when you save it for the pay-per-views, that's why it becomes fucking something to talk about and something that's, noteworthy and memorable. Whereas if you go out and cut yourself on TV every fucking time you go out there, who cares?
Yeah, true.
Hey, Blades in a light win, folks.
All right, let's check out this week's WTF. All right, WTF. Let's see if there was any this week. I will start off with you, Matt Michaels.
I definitely got to say in that Heyman can afford hair dye again. So that was a good what the fuck. And made me kind of triple take, his hair. Oh, what the? So someone found the shoe polish that was hidden, and he got his hair back. Speaking of hair, Bryan Danielson's hair. What the fuck? That's all I got to say. Go look it up. It's just really? Okay. All right. Chris Statlander squatting Lexi on her shoulders in the backstage interview segment that Lexi was doing with Orange Cassidy just made no fucking sense and was PCO is Darby Allin in about 30 years.
Oh, God.
Except that PCO has talent. So... Yeah, that was just ridiculous. As Chris Statlander is, Kingston versus Jeff Jarrett in a street fight. Oh, good God! I just it's at some point, Jeff Jarrett just go away. Just go away. It's all right. You can take a front office job, man. Your dad.
He's looking good for his age.
Hey, you know what? No big deal if you're looking good for your age. That's fucking great. But if you bring no entertainment value and you have to have 9 people out there with you to make the match kind of interesting, even with Eddie Kingston being someone, you don't necessarily need to have that kind of, what is that feud? Why? Jeff Jarrett in a hardcore feud with Eddie Kingston for a match, and now it's going to be Jay Lethal. Makes no sense to me. The listing on Rampage, that really just makes no sense to me. And this is why AEW confuses the fuck out of me. Rocky Romero takes on CMLL's Luchador Mystico in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Who fucking cares? Except for the fucking marks who knows what those words mean. That's the thing. Where is any entertainment value in AEW? Is that Sin Cara? Yes, that is Sin Cara. And it was hyped by Meltzer that when he was announced, Houston sold like, I don't know, like 100 more tickets or whatever the fuck it was.
He says 100 more.
Yeah. Yeah. So this guy was a big fucking draw, according to Meltzer, in the area that he's known because it's, you know, his home fucking place.
He filled out the seats by the shitter.
Yeah. And, you know, Tony Schiavone taking a fucking shoulder bump as Wardlow was walking out of the ring. Wardlow has to bump Schiavone because Wardlow's the bad guy. And that old man looked like an old fucking man who is as well using the hair dye, but clearly was wearing Oakley glasses where it clearly said it on the side so that everyone knows he is hip, he is young, he is getting money from Oakley and taking bumps that are fucking awful. Just retire, dude. Retire. It's all right.
Yeah, right.
You and Jeff Jarrett, take off jobs together. You can have lunches.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? I'm gonna go to you next, Rob. I was looking a little bit, and so Adam Copeland had an interview, of course,
Fuck him.
with Renee. And two things I
It's been
noticed.
said already.
First thing is, why is the interview so long? Like, are people in the audience really watching this 5 to 6 minute just banter that doesn't mean anything? Like, get in and get out. We don't need 5 or 6 minutes or just talking. The second thing is, are they also sometimes running an audio track and then now learning to not run an audio track during those backstage interviews? Because I'm noticing you don't necessarily hear anybody, but then you automatically start to hear like a track was just turned on. Maybe next time you listen, just find out if I'm just tripping or not.
I'm in or retentive. I didn't notice that. I was just paying attention to this long interview where it sounds like he was having a Brokeback Mountain moment, reminiscing about him and Jay. I miss Jay. He used to hold me in my arms so tight. Oh, in his arms, and just we cuddled for hours, and now it's not the same.
Yeah,
you know,
it was pretty much that.
But you know that just again it goes to show the difference between the two companies and how they produce product. Because SmackDown has a sit-down interview with Kevin Owens, and it was 3 minutes,
Right?
And it fucking hit the point.
But it wasn't always like that. This is something in the last year and a half with AEW where little by little they're unraveling. They had a lot of momentum. They knew how to do it. They had banger matches. They would build up a lot of hype. They did the story with Jericho and Moxley, where Jericho tried to get Moxley to join the Inner Circle. That was some long storytelling where he gouged his eye out with the spike on his chin. There were things that they were doing that were really good, and then they just stopped. And they go for the shtick. And I don't like shtick. Like, Impact Wrestling can afford to do shtick. AEW can't afford to do like 5 episodes of, Adam Cole doing house chores. Like, I got bored after the second one. So why are we
right?
Oh, he's making peanut butter and he's having an orgasmic peanut butter moment. Oh, he didn't cut off the crust. Oh, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like,
yeah, it's funny when the very first time it happens, like, oh, okay, that's really funny. But let's move on. But you're gonna continue that every
and Tony
week.
Storm, where are they leading to with her vignettes? Because she's not in the ring, and whatever she's doing is not manifesting into in-ring matches. She's crazy. Cool. I don't care about that other dude. I don't know who he is, and every time he introduces himself, he shoots through his name so fast you don't even hear who he is. I mean, I don't care. And that's the thing.
But that's you're absolutely right. And the thing is that they had her in the ring the first, I think, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And it works because she works the character in the ring. She plays the fucking character in the ring.
She comes in with the lingerie and the gloves, and she has all the old-timey facial movements.
Yeah, and she does all the right things that the character should do. But the problem is that you're running silent movies again with her. I don't fucking understand. Basically, it's like, how do we fill picture in picture? We'll put this in there, but it just doesn't make any sense.
But that was my point. Like years ago, and we could say years ago to now, Sammy Guevara would come up with the cue cards, and it was intriguing, and I liked it. And then they got to a point where like, all right, we can't keep doing this. We've kind of played it out. Fine, just run a commercial. There doesn't have to be a picture in picture all the time. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. Don't force content for the sake of it.
Yeah, but with her too, though, that's the whole thing. It's like, but you're doing this silent thing because you're doing the whole Sunset Boulevard gimmick. But at the same time, the thing about Sunset Boulevard that makes that movie work is that the movies that she did were in the past. She's living in the past.
Wasn't she in an old folks' home?
No, she was in her mansion. She was in her mansion. She was lonely, and William Holden, ends up, kind of befriending her, and it, ends with him, getting shot by her and floating in the pool. But the idea is, give me her talking, show me her fucking struggle and what's going on. Don't show me her fucking new movie that's an old fucking silent film. That's a great way to get kids.
Yeah.
Show them black and white.
AEW presents another silent film.
I mean, for God's sakes, you're on Turner. Why don't they fucking colorize it? There's an old joke for y'all.
Oh, wow. They could have done that. They could have used the Turner Classics logo. They really could have milked it. And you know what? If you do it once, like when they had MJF doing the song and Dance with Jericho, if you do it once in a while, it's special. If you force it in and shoehorn it in every week, it's bad.
Yeah.
Rob, I got about maybe one more minute, but did you have anything else you want?
Nick Wayne, Darby Allin. I don't care about this kid to begin with. Now he's missing a tooth. Which means either he botched or Darby Allin botched, and now they built this kid up, and now he's gonna have to get his teeth glued back together. So I don't care about this guy. If he should have been on darker elevation. I don't care about his mom. Okay, unless the mom is going, unless they want to take it to that next level and have the mom start banging Christian Cage. Like dye her hair black and just really slut her out. And just, if you're going to go for the bad, just go all the way. Because I don't know why the kid loses a couple of matches and he's goth all of a sudden. And he can't look into the camera and he can't talk. So it was really like this really crappy little, teenage 19-year-old angst crap. And I don't like it. And the other thing I'm not liking is Ruby Soho. She's like, I want to be a champion. I've been here forever. Why am I not a champion? Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, what am I? Why am I not a champion? They can't dye my hair anymore. It's falling out. Why am I not interesting? Why do I have no moves in the ring? I don't know. You suck. And Saraya kind of sucks too. The two of them look completely lost now. I'm also not liking the goth sky blue thing. They did that before. She looks ridiculous. She looks like some cholas did her eyeliner, and now she's goth, but she still has like her bouncy music and her blue costume and her blue ring attire. I mean, and I'm like, they did this already. You can't keep gothing people up. That's the AEW's thing. Vince McMahon's thing was, I want big guys to look like that Mel Gibson movie, like Mad Max. And that was his thing. He kept hiring all these guys to make it look like Mad Max, and he kept giving everyone Mad Max costumes. AEW was like, we're going to make everything goth. And so they went with Black again, House of Black, and they just swept through everything. And I'm like, oh, the lights are off. I wonder what this could be. Oh, the lights are off again. I wonder what this could be. Oh, the lights are not off this time. Oh, look. God, they're dark and they're brooding. I don't care. I don't care. He's boring. Heels have to be either comically annoying or they have to be the biggest dicks ever. When they try to get dark and brooding heels, it always goes sideways. And also they've got Le Gobernales. I can never get it right. Black Torres Blanco. What the hell is it? Roosh. They got Roosh in his crew, but then they don't have the other guy. They don't have, Andrade. So how are you going to do Roosh without Andrade? Andrade is just a filler guy now, and he's amazing. And they keep putting him banger matches, and he's good in the ring. But it doesn't mean anything. None of these matches that they've been having on Collision, and especially on I forgot the name of it, on Friday night.
Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah.
Going nowhere. Okay, Miro, going nowhere. We're going to have this long story just to get back to the fact that his wife's going to be in half naked going, Miro, crush. Okay, let's just get to the point. That's what we want.
If only she'd come back with the accent. I mean, that would be great. But no, we got to go with CJ fucking Perry.
Well, I mean, look, the whole point of her was she was hot. And every once in a while, when she says something in reference to Miro, she pulls out the accent. She's like from fucking Estonia or some shit. So she is Russian. She can speak the language, obviously, but she was raised in Florida most of her life. So just get to the point. WWE would do the commercials with her for Dollar General, and she'd have no accent. So we get it. She still has too much spray tan on. That's also annoying.
Let's see what we are looking out for. All right, I'm sure, Rob, you may be looking out for Crown Jewel or maybe Halloween Havoc. I mean, that's next week. What are you looking out for, man? What are you excited?
Maybe AEW doing a good episode.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whatever they're going to do with Sting on AEW. I'm curious as to what this gift is going to be from Tony Khan. But we already know he's going to retire, so they kind of buried the lead there. If something surprising was going to happen, you're not going to get a title match in a year and a half. So I don't know, but I'm interested to see what it could be. Mm-hmm. And if somebody interferes. I'm looking forward to, and I can't believe I'm reneging and saying this, but looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with the Bloodline. Fucking A. It's
always like rub you back in, man. That's how they do it.
You know what watching the Bloodline is? Watching the Bloodline is like jerking off the fat lady porn. It's like, god damn it, why did I do this? I know what the fuck it's gonna be. They're just gonna keep the same bullshit. They get the belts, they don't get the belts, they get the belt. Roman Reigns is pissed. Roman Reigns is not pissed. Paul Heyman is just standing in the corner prostrating before Roman Reigns. He said, this isn't a spoiler, it's a pretty oh my god. But you keep getting sucked back in. That was so I want to see what's going to happen.
In the end, even with the fucking fat chick porn, you still come.
Not always. Sometimes I'm like, no, not this time. Damn it. I got to call my shrink. Not this time. BetterHelp.com. Why am I watching the Bloodline again? And John Cena, I am interested in him getting a title run of some sort. And I would like to see a heel turn on him. That would be interesting because there's only two belts he can go for. Is either the US belt or the Intercontinental. So he either goes after Gunther, which could be good, or he heel turns and goes after, the easy pickings in, Rey Mysterio.
By the way, I had no idea he hadn't won since 2018. It's amazing when you don't pay attention to that. I wouldn't have thought he was on a losing streak for 5 years. I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, in all fairness, that's about 7 matches, to be honest.
That's right.
It's not a lot.
He's putting people over. That was the point. He was putting.
No, and that's right, and that's true. And then we understand. But I'm just saying in context when he says 2,000 in 2 days, and you're like, damn. But yes, exactly. Putting people over. Only
he starts the porno, but he doesn't get to be the guy who finishes in the end. I mean, he's in the.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Let me go over to you, Matt. What are you excited to be on the lookout for?
So, speaking of Cena, it looks like they're setting up Cena and Solo for Crown Jewel, which, again, that's exactly what Cena should be doing, right? Getting a guy like Solo up to that notch where he's heading. You're also looking probably at Jimmy and Jay at Crown Jewel, I would assume, the way they've been setting this up. And then LA Knight and Roman. So, yeah, your Crown Jewel right now, it seems like the bloodline stories are getting that focus, which is something that it's a big show, and why not progress those storylines there now? Chase U versus Don and Stacks next week for the titles on NXT. Chase U won a battle royal that the last two teams standing that had a match.
Yeah.
And it's good to see them get a little love. Lyra versus Becky at Halloween Havoc should be pretty intense. Trick and Mello, it looks like they are getting.
Man, who did that? The Trick, man. Who did that? The Trick.
Yeah, well, we'll find out. We'll find out, man.
I know, man.
I'm
loving the setup. I'm loving the whole setup with that. That was so great.
Well, my thing is that it'd be great if just Trick did it to himself.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
right.
he's just playing this whole thing, but we're gonna find out. It's gonna be someone, and it's probably Mello.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see Gigi and Blair Davenport in a lights out match because Gigi, said it's gonna be lights out, bitch, and that was like, yeah, all right. Fuck yeah, sign me up. But the biggest thing is Revolution 2024 cannot get here fast enough to see Sting retire. Please, I already know what the surprise is. Tony is going to announce that match is going to be Sting versus Ric Flair.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
I'm almost. I would hate. I listen. It's probably not going to be, but it's funny because that is what seemingly makes sense.
Ric Flair can't even go woo anymore. That's how old he is.
But no kidding. But Sting can even go woo because that was what he did too.
Sting right now comes out into the ring dressed up like a mechanic. I don't get what that's all about. I don't know why he doesn't have the singlet and the outfit. He used to wear a Rocket t-shirt. I whatever. For Flair, he should have that was his last match. He should have been done. He was injured when he went into that match.
And he probably is. I mean, honestly, it's probably not going to be, but it would not shock me if that's the announcement.
He takes his shirt off. He looks like wet laundry.
Well, that's why Sting looks like a mechanic.
Yeah, and that's true. But at least Sting is doing dives and shit. He's doing what he's phasing himself out appropriately. Would it be good to go against Ric Flair? No, I could imagine him going up against Darby Allin maybe as a student teacher moment. You could do that.
Yeah, wonderful.
Or maybe Mark Calloway.
Well, there's nothing that match that they could put together, right?
Mark Calloway.
That's funny.
Yeah, right.
And so this time we'll just play the original Limp Bizkit song. It'll be just like, keep walking, 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 walk.
It would be interesting if Sting did, quote unquote, retire and his contract, comes up, and then all of a sudden he does fucking show up to take on The Undertaker in the WWE in Saudi Arabia for like $3 billion fucking dollars in 2025.
Crown Jewel presents Botch Fest 2025.
Hey, it couldn't be no worse than what Goldberg did to Taker. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's why I brought that up.
All right, let's get to the last segment of this one. Best in Show. All right. I'll go with you, Matt Michaels. What was best in show this week for you?
I have to say it was SmackDown, NXT, and Raw. As kind of the trifecta.
Mhm.
You are starting to see the effects of the hands-offness of Vince. And that is what we're going to, start seeing more of. And it makes each show better. Now, is there stuff on there that you're not going to like? Sure. But the variety of stuff on there is what keeps the viewers, watching, right? That's the problem with AEW. So what? Great matches, big fucking deal, because there's not enough. If you have 5 great matches on a show, what are you talking about? What are you looking forward to?
Right.
You just saw the match.
Yeah.
It's done.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. You're starting to see this mix of storytelling, but you're also seeing good matches and matchups that, the whole complaint was, oh, it's the same guys wrestling the same guys.
Right.
We're now starting to see different guys wrestle different guys. And I think that the Ricochet, Shinsuke match is an example of, 2 guys who everyone said, oh, they're underutilized. They're so good, blah, blah, blah. Put them together, have them do a match like that. And it makes sense within the story they've created.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob, what was your show this week?
Well, Raw, absolutely. Usually Raw, I get annoyed that it's 3 hours and you can't figure out what the hell you watched in 3 hours, but it hasn't been the case. That last show had all of the matches were well timed. They were well segmented. I wasn't watching like a 3 commercial break match for a screw job ending, which was the old Vince rule book, playbook. I really liked it. I like what they did with the women. I like what they're doing with Rhea Ripley right now, that it's not a lock, that she's got her own personal problems that she has to deal with. I enjoyed everything that they did. I really enjoyed the twist on that tag team match, because you were thinking it was just going to be a squash match. Like, oh, these guys are going to get run out and Roman Reigns is going to be beating the crap out. No, they fucking screwed Cody Rhodes, and loved it. Loved the twist. It had me. It was a roller coaster and a good one. SmackDown, there's an energy to SmackDown. More so than ever. Before they used to tell you before they used to be like, the energy is amazing here. No, it's not. The energy is amazing at the sold out. I see some black seats in the top. The energy. Now it is. Now it is. They really is. And I hope they do something good with John Cena, but John Cena is elevating the show, which is good and bad. It's good because it's good, but it's bad because if you take him out, it's like propping it up a little bit. So I hope that there's enough momentum with Cena that they could build up other guys enough that invested in some of these newer talents. Because they brought Cena back. Great. He's doing a perfect job. Perfect job. But what happens if Cena is not there a year from now? Will we get those same pops?
But
that's what I'm saying. But I'm liking it.
But you got to keep one thing in mind. And regardless of what the pops are, okay, the big thing is that if those guys back there see that for themselves, if they start to learn from that energy that he brings, because face it, when he comes out, from the minute he steps out to the minute he fucking leaves back through the curtain, what you said, there's an energy, right? That's the thing. And if these young guys can realize how to do that, then you're talking, it's going to be.
You're right. It's something that they will learn by being taught, and it's something they will, grab through osmosis. However, right now, out of the new talent, you've got LA Knight bringing that much energy, and then Cody Rhodes, and then who? Because Roman Reigns still doesn't get huge cheers or pops. Roman Reigns is a modern day Triple H. He is a necessary evil to have. He is amazing in the ring, by the way. His match with Bryan Danielson and Edge, or Daniel Bryan and Edge, where he stacked the two on top of each other, that is what won me over. I'm like, this guy is the master in the ring. But He's boring. He's fucking boring. He'll never not be boring. He probably puts his wife to sleep while they bang, you know?
Oh boy.
He's boring.
So I just gotta say,
so I hope that somebody there's more LA Knights in the mix.
American Bam Bam, hold the fucking phone, Michaels. Are you even remotely suggesting that we're tired of seeing Moxley bleed? How absurd. You know, I think right now that term pissing razor blades, I think Moxley actually can piss out razor blades. That's how much he fucking cuts himself.
You know, I think they make products for when you have those heavy flow moments.
Wasn't that a Vince McMahon character that he created, Heavy Flow, from the 1990s, somewhere about 94? Heavy Flow. You're going to be Heavy Flow.
All right, you guys. We got to get out of this show. We got to get to our 3 count. But we do ask that if you are watching this,
you're going to tag team with Maxi Pad.
What's crazy, that actually sounds like something Vince would say.
I like doing it. You got it. You nailed it. So I'm not even going to tag in and do my own. I'm just going to leave it be. That's perfect.
But we
perfect impersonation, sir. You did a very good job, and you were very smart, by the way, to put me in the Hall of Fame. Very smart, Mr. McMahon.
Remember when you shaved my head? Ah, pal. The good old days.
That would you? All right, you got to go.
The genetic
jackhammer. You got to go. The genetic jackhammer. You got to have the grapefruits
before the mustache.
All right, y'all. Check us out. We're about to jump off of this and get into 3 count. We got 3 good topics. Make sure when we get off of this, you
suppository.
Oh, God. Peace.